When you build Go programs, you might sometimes want to use code which has been written by other developers. Think of things like generating unique IDs or making HTTP requests. This is code which someone has already thought about, already written, it's already been tested and battle tested, used out in production. So why reinvent the wheel when you can go and use some code which is perfectly good enough for your use case? And so for that, you'll want to use a third-party library. And so that's what this one's going to be all about. We're going to use a go get command to go and get a third-party library and use it in our project. Okay, now Go manages external dependencies through modules, and we know how to create modules because we've already done it with go.mod init. So in this one, let's just go with the full flow and we'll create the module, and I'll show you everything from start to finish so that you have a full understanding of how this is working. So I'm in my gobytes repo, and this lesson is Introduction to Go Get, and so for that reason in my terminal I've moved into that folder, and this is where I'm going to initialize my module. So I'm going to say go.mod init, and I'll also call the module Introduction to Go Get, just so that it matches the folder name. Okay, and so it now says creating new go.mod module Introduction to Go Get, which means if I go into the Introduction to Go Get folder, we now have a go.mod file. Just two pieces of information there at the moment: name of the module and the version of Go that this was created with. So next, let's go and get ourselves a third-party library. And so what I'm going to use here is a package called UUID from Google, and the way I get it is you need the full address on GitHub. So I'm going to say go get, and that will be github.com/Google/UUID, hit enter, and it's telling me that it's added GitHub Google UUID, and it also tells you the version. And so if we look in the go.mod file now, you'll see that we are requiring a third-party library, GitHub Google UUID, and also the version number. Now you might be looking at this indirect and wondering what that does. So the short answer for that is it's not actually being imported. So you'll have two scenarios where you might see indirect when you first run go get and you're not yet using it in your code, or it might be an indirect dependency, i.e. you're not physically manually importing it in one of your files, but one of your dependencies imports it in one of their files, and therefore making it indirect. But once we actually import it and we start using UUID in one of our files and then run Go, we should see that that gets removed. So we'll check that shortly. Another thing which I should show you now is you should see in your folder structure, so there's the top level, and then we have a go.mod, and I've got an arrow next to it now, meaning I can open that, and we have this file here, go.sum. So what does go.sum do? This is just a file which Go creates and maintains. You don't maintain it yourself. It just contains cryptographic hashes, basically checksums of all your dependencies and their dependencies. So why does it exist? Three main reasons. Security verification ensures the code you download matches what the author published. Integrity checking, so it detects any tampering or corruption, and also for reproducible builds, so it ensures consistent builds across machines. If everyone has the same go.sum, they will build the same Go project. Okay, so that's the technical stuff out of the way. Technical but important to know. Let's now go and do something with this new third-party library which we have imported here. So inside of Introduction to Go Get, I'm going to create a new Go file. This will just be our main.go file. I'm going to change the name to main, and then we say func, create our main function. So my IDE would import this for me, but I'm going to do it manually. So import, and this will be github.com Google UUID, and that means that we can use this. So let's create a variable called ID, and then I'm going to call a function called new on UUID. So this is just a normal function inside of the UUID package. And so on Golang, hit Command and B, and it will jump to its definition. And so here you can actually look at the source code and see what this does. So we could follow this and follow all these functions. Feel free to do that, but I'm just going to demo to you how this actually works. If we just scroll to the top though, you'll see that the package name is UUID. So hopefully all of this is coming together. If you remember what we said about how these are formed, you start with the module as the base path, followed by the package name. Okay, so here we should have generated a unique identifier. That's what UUID stands for, or universally unique identifier if we want to be technically correct. So what these do, they're like unique identifiers, and you should be able to use them across systems without getting collisions because of the uniqueness of them. And so we might be using them quite a bit more in the future, so we can go deeper into them as we produce more gobytes. For the time being though, let's just print out this ID. So we'll import another package here, the format package, and then we're just going to print out generated UUID followed by this ID. Let's go and see what this looks like. Go run main.go, generated UUID 27 blah blah blah, and so this is the format for UUIDs. Okay, now if we go back to go.mod, you'll see that we still see indirect, but this is actually lit up to show that it is being used somewhere. That's just what Golang does. And so what we can do is we can run a command called go.mod tidy, and this should then do any tidying which needs to happen. And so now you can see that indirect has been moved. Go knows that this library has been imported and is being used by my project directly. Okay, time for you to have a go at this yourself. It's best to have a go at these things. This isn't Netflix, this is gobytes. So the challenge is simply just do what I've done there. Install the GitHub Google UUID package using go.get, then write a program that generates two UUIDs, prints them both on separate lines, and then runs with go run main.go. If you've already done that, if you were coding along while I did it, then why not have a search of the web, look for another useful Go package and do it with a different package. But at least just have a go at trying something here to use a third-party library. Sure you can do this, pause me now and give that a go. Okay, now you've already watched me do it once, so let's just have a reminder of the steps. Go get followed by the actual library which you wish to get. Check your Go mod file, and then what you need to do is import it. So here I've imported it and I've used it. And then can you remember that other step that I used in order to remove the indirect here? That was go mod tidy. Okay, hopefully you're able to go get another library and import it into yours there. Being able to use other people's code is just going to make you more powerful and more productive. And so it's important to understand go get and how you can use it. Make sure you give the video a like, make sure you're subscribed, and if you have a friend that's learning Go that might benefit from this information, feel free to share. Let's all learn together.